Question number 45. Why you still pursue Qadianis when they have been declared as non-Muslims in 1974? Why won't you leave them alone? This is a very important question. When they have been declared as non-Muslims, why are you pursuing them? Let them be. Okay, we let them be, but first you should tell them to admit that they are non-Muslims. They should confess it, accept the decision made in 1974 and 1984, announce this, separate themselves and their identity to abandon Islamic insignia, that's it. We will use our energy, our skills, this manpower that is being used against Muslims for a different purpose, for fighting against another crisis somewhere else for the glory of Islam. It's a simple matter. The conflict will end, the problem will be resolved. This is the solution to the problem. We won't aggressively pursue them. It's their deceit, their deception that we have to expose to people. They should accept the law passed in 1974, accept those decisions, not to call themselves as Muslims, not to use names that belong to Muslims, not to call their place of worship as masjid, and not to use Islamic teachings to spread their agenda. These are straightforward and simple things, there is no complexity in them. The fundamental and simple fact is that if Qadianis agree to what that has been said above, then our struggle will come to an end. But keep in mind that Qadianis will never do that. They may accept death or face severe punishments, but they will never do it because their foundation is built upon this deceit and deception. If they were to admit all of this, the effort they have put in over a century for their mission would be in vain. So, if you are interested, fulfill your interest. Demand from them the acceptance of these points. You should also understand what their real objectives are, what their true face is, what they desire, and who they consider as their enemies. Another answer is that we would definitely have stopped pursuing them if the Qadianis had accepted the decision made in 1974 and had not violated the law. The point is that the 1974's law declared them as non-Muslims, but they didn't accept. Now they are living among the general population openly declaring themselves as Muslims while the general Muslim population is unaware that they are Qadianis. What should we do then? Wouldn't it be our responsibility to inform the general Muslim population that they are being deceived and that these people are Qadianis? Islam has also declared them as non-Muslims, and Pakistan's constitution has also declared them to be non-Muslims, yet they claim to be Muslims. This is a rebellion against Islam and Pakistan. Isn't it our duty? Absolutely. It is our duty not only to pass laws but also ensure that they are being enforced. We believe that until the law is enforced, we should do our part to the extent of our capabilities. If the government's responsibility is to enforce it, and if they fail to do so, should no one else do it? As far for our responsibility goes, inshallah, we will do this work. This was the government's job, and they should have done it, but they didn't. What should we do? Now it's our responsibility, and inshallah, we will carry it out. It's a part of our iman to spread this message and to protect the faith of Muslims from the sedition, fitna, and fraud. Similarly, you can give another answer. If someone commits theft, the law is in place for the thief. Now, the person who reports the theft is within their rights. The one who reports a robbery is within their rights. And the one who reports an act of adultery is within their rights. The one who reports someone drinking alcohol is within their rights. And the one who reports a murder is within their rights because there is a law for that. Are you doing anything wrong? So the answer that will come is no. You are doing the right thing. You are simply saying that according to the law, this criminal should be punished. You haven't said anything more than that. So they should be punished. So when you raise your voice there, you are considered to be right. And when you raise your voice on the matter of Qadianis, despite having a clear right to do so, you are considered to be wrong. What kind of principle is this? Question number 46. Why don't we invite Qadianis to accept Islam? There are two answers to this. Firstly, it may be a misunderstanding that we don't invite Qadianis to Islam. At Shabane Khatme Nabuwat, we have a dedicated section of Tabligh. Their task is solely to meet with Ahmadis, Qadianis to engage with them and to invite them to accept Islam. Their job is specifically this: whether it's a prominent or an ordinary Qadiani, a man or a woman, a teacher or a student, we meet them ourselves whenever we are invited across Pakistan. And we make sure to spend time with them. We invite them to Islam with empathy while also responding to their queries. Secondly, the general public is prevented from engaging in this task. The reason is why they are restricted is that someone cannot invite to Qadianis to accept Islam without proper training and understanding. You need to be prepared first. If you try to invite someone to accept Islam, how will you do it? Do you know the method? Do you know what is the temperament required for it? Do you understand the fundamental principles for this? Have you studied these aspects? You cannot do it without learning, without understanding, without practice, and without guidance. People who have expertise in this field should be consulted before formally starting this work. With their guidance and supervision, one should be able to invite non Muslims to accept Islam. Otherwise, from our experience, those who try to invite others to Islam without learning and understanding usually do not succeed. When you invite someone to Islam, do they instantly become Muslim just by hearing you? Will they become a Muslim by listening to you? You are trying to impose your beliefs on them, but can they abandon their own beliefs so easily? What if they have objections or prove your beliefs to be wrong? If they defend their faith and present their arguments, how will you respond to that? It's crucial to have an understanding and to learn the proper way of inviting to Islam. Otherwise, you may cause harm to your own faith and to the others. So, it is necessary to first understand, learn, and receive training. Otherwise, the most accessible way is to boycott. If you encounter someone whom you want to invite to Islam, whether that person is a relative or a friend, you should arrange a meeting of that said person with our experts and they will certainly attend it. There will be no use of harsh language nor any kind of argument or conflict will take place. It's a compassionate approach. We approach with we approach with sympathy, explain calmly, and they will indeed accept our message. If they object or misunderstand, we are available to meet them and clarify their misunderstandings. If they use harsh language or engage in conflict, it will only lead to form a resistance on their behalf, and they won't accept our invitation to Islam. Therefore, there are many important principles that need to be comprehended, which, if not understood, can harm both yourself and the person you are inviting to Islam as well. So, it's important to receive proper training and then to invite Qadianis or any other non Muslim to Islam.